The Belmore Street Museum housed a priceless relic, the Urim and Thummim, a sacred Jewish breastplate set with 12 magnificent jewels. When the curator, Ward Mortimer, found 4 of the settings mysteriously damaged overnight, he suspected a professional thief. But the true thief was working in reverse, trying not to steal, but to return the genuine, priceless jewels. The answer lay hidden within a dark, ancient sarcophagus, and the motive was a secret pact to save a family from devastating public ruin. Ward Mortimer had recently taken over as curator of the Belmore Street Museum, succeeding the esteemed Professor Andreas. The museum's primary treasure was the Urim and Thummim, a magnificent Jewish breastplate, a relic of profound historical significance, embedded with 12 immensely valuable precious stones. Mortimer's vigilance was instantly heightened when he received an unexpected, anonymous letter from Professor Andreas himself, warning him cryptically about the security of the museum's collection. The true mystery began the following morning. Mortimer discovered that the settings for the 4 upper precious stones of the breastplate had been tampered with. They were scraped and irregular, clearly showing signs of clumsy work. Yet, examination confirmed the stones themselves were genuine. On the very next night, the horror deepened. The second row of 4 stones was vandalized in the exact same manner. Someone was not only breaking into the highly secure exhibit, but was performing inexpert work on an irreplaceable historical artifact. Determined to catch the vandal, Mortimer and the narrator, Jackson, mounted a tense, all-night vigil. They hid themselves in the museum's dusty attic, looking down through a small skylight into the vast, silent main exhibition hall. The silence was broken precisely at midnight. Mortimer and Jackson watched in horror as the lid of a large, ancient mummy's sarcophagus, displayed prominently in the center of the hall, began to shift. Slowly and methodically, Professor Andreas himself emerged from within the dark confines of the tomb. The former curator was acting with extreme caution. Using his old, forgotten keys, he deftly unlocked the glass display case that housed the sacred breastplate. He carefully took the relic and, under the dim light of his hidden lamp, began to work on the last row of 4 stones with a small, clumsy tool. Mortimer and Jackson immediately dropped down from the skylight, capturing Professor Andreas red-handed in the act of vandalism. Cornered and exposed, the disgraced former curator immediately confessed his shocking secret. He revealed that his future son-in-law, a seemingly respectable man named Captain Wilson, was in reality a thief. Years ago, Wilson had stolen the 12 original, priceless jewels from the breastplate, replacing them with flawless imitations. Wilson, however, had recently experienced a crisis of conscience and had secretly returned the original gems to Professor Andreas, begging him to restore them to the museum. The professor, knowing that exposing Captain Wilson would ruin his daughter's future and cause a massive public scandal, had made a terrible ethical choice. He decided to secretly replace the original jewels himself. He used his old keys to gain entry and adopted the mummy's sarcophagus as his hiding place until the museum closed. His confession explained the damaged settings. As a curator, his skill was in identification, not delicate jewelry work. He was utterly inexperienced, and his clumsy, late-night attempts to seat the original jewels resulted in the damaged, scraped settings that had alerted Mortimer. The true purpose of his nocturnal visits was not theft, but restitution. Mortimer, understanding the depth of the sacrifice and the terrible scandal that would follow if the truth about Captain Wilson was revealed, agreed to maintain the secret. The secret was sealed. The jewels were genuine, and the family was saved from public ruin. But the ordeal raises a profound ethical question. Was Professor Andreas's act a noble deed of paternal sacrifice? Or was it a grave dereliction of public trust, shielding a known criminal to protect his daughter's happiness? And what does it say about the integrity of institutions when the truth must be buried inside a mummy's tomb, and the public treasure restored by the very hand that committed the crime in reverse? Leave your verdict on the professor's actions below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Shadow Tales Illustrated for more dark chronicles from the edge of reality.